Welcome back to Buckeye Bloomstead, where every season is an opportunity to grow. While winter blankets much of the country in frost and snow, the gardening season quietly begins indoors. In this video, we'll explore how you can get a head start on your garden for zones 5, 6, and 7. From hardy greens to vibrant herbs, let's dive into the essentials of starting seeds in January, ensuring a bountiful spring and summer harvest. And remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on future gardening tips and tricks. To begin, it's crucial to determine your last frost date. In Zone 5, this usually falls around mid-May. For Zone 6, it's late April to early May, and Zone 7 often sees the last frost in early to mid-April. Knowing this date helps you work backward to calculate when to start your seeds. For instance, broccoli and cauliflower should be started 12 weeks before your last frost, while onions and leeks need 10 weeks. Planning ensures you'll have strong seedlings ready for transplanting when the time comes. Why start seeds indoors in January? Why bother starting seeds indoors, you might ask? It's simple. Starting seeds indoors allows you to extend your growing season, giving your plants a head start on life before the last frost has come and gone. For zones like 5, 6, and 7, this can mean the difference between a mediocre harvest and a garden bursting with produce. Starting seeds indoors also saves money. A single seed packet costing a few dollars can yield dozens of plants. Compare that to the rising costs of store-bought seedlings, which can easily set you back $5 to $7 per plant. What to start in January? Broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, tatsoi, and cabbage. We will get back to cabbage here in a moment. All of these cool season crops thrive when planted 4 weeks before your last frost. Starting them indoors now ensures they'll be strong enough to transplant in early spring. Keep them in seed trays with a quality seed starting mix and place them under grow lights to mimic sunlight. Onions and leeks. Don't underestimate the humble onion. These foundational crops take about 10 weeks to mature as seedlings. Start them now in shallow trays with good drainage and keep their soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. We also recommend growing tatsoi. Now, I have to admit, although we had grown everything else you will hear about in this video, we had never heard about tatsoi. In fact, we didn't even know what it was. Now, I know some of you may find that hard to believe, but it's true. Just because we have a YouTube channel, we are by no means experts and learn new things with each season that passes. And with every new season, we always like to try something new. And our research drew us to this amazing vegetable, tatsoi, so it made our list. This lesser-known Asian green is a gardener's delight. Similar to spinach, but more cold-hardy, tatsoi grows in a beautiful rosette shape. Plant now for an early spring harvest. It's perfect for salads, soups, and stir-fries. Why start tatsoi indoors now? Cold-hardy nature. Tatsoi is a cold, hardy green that thrives in cool temperatures. It can handle frost and even light freezes, making it ideal for early spring planting. Getting a head start. By starting seeds indoors, you're giving the plants a chance to grow and develop while the outdoor conditions are still too harsh. This ensures they are ready for transplanting as soon as your soil is workable and temperatures begin to rise. Now, since many of our viewers may be new to tatsoi, like we were, we thought this would be a good time to share with our viewers just how to start tatsoi indoors. In fact, the directions we are providing on how to grow tatsoi is how you would start any other seeds you are starting indoors. Just be sure to pay attention to the seed package to determine how deep you need to plant each variety of seed. So remember, as with all vegetable packets, always follow the directions on the seed packets. Remember, these instructions will apply to other seeds you need to start. The only thing that may change is the depth of the variety of seed you are planting. So here goes. You will need to start with seed trays and soil meant for starting seeds. Now, if you don't have seed trays, you can use the solo cups as well. Be sure to poke a few drain holes in the bottom of the cups if you are using them. Fill seed starting trays or cups with a high-quality seed starting mix. Be sure when planting any seeds that you dampen the soil before planting. We found this to be very beneficial to jump-starting the growth of each seed. Then simply plant the tatsoi seeds about 1/4 inch deep and lightly cover them with soil. Let's talk about cabbage, one of our favorites in the garden, a cold, hardy crop that thrives in the cool temperatures of early spring. If you want to enjoy a bountiful cabbage harvest this season, now is the time to get your seeds started indoors. Starting cabbage seeds indoors is not only practical, but gives you the head start you need to ensure strong, healthy plants when it's time to transplant outdoors. Begin by planting your seeds about 6 to 8 weeks before your last expected frost date. For many of us in zones 5, 6, and 7, this means sowing seeds in mid to late March. However, for those eager to get a jump on the season, you can start even earlier and use cold frames or row covers to protect your young plants when you eventually transplant them. Start with a high-quality seed starting mix. Lightly moisten the soil, ensuring it's damp but not soggy. Sow your cabbage seeds about 1/4 inch deep and cover them gently with soil. Place your seed trays in a warm area where the temperature stays between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit to encourage germination. A seedling heat mat can work wonders in cooler indoor spaces. Once the seeds germinate, they'll need strong, consistent light. Position grow lights 2 to 3 inches above your seedlings and keep them on for 12 to 16 hours a day. This ensures they grow strong and stocky rather than becoming leggy and weak. Don't forget to raise the lights as the plants grow to maintain the optimal distance. Water your seedlings carefully. The soil should remain consistently moist, but not waterlogged. Too much water can lead to rot or damping off, while too little can cause the seedlings to dry out completely, which may kill them. When your seedlings are about 4 to 6 weeks old and have developed 4 to 5 true leaves, they'll be ready for the outdoors, but don't rush them. Gradually introduce them to outdoor conditions over 1 to 2 weeks. This process, called hardening off, helps the seedlings acclimate to the wind, sunlight, and cooler temperatures they'll encounter outside. Finally, when the soil is workable and frost is no longer a major threat, plant your cabbage seedlings in your garden. Space them 12 to 18 inches apart, depending on the variety, and ensure they have plenty of room to form those iconic, tightly packed heads. Cabbage not only provides a delicious and nutritious addition to your meals, but it's also a great crop to grow for its resilience in cool weather. Whether you're new to gardening or a seasoned grower, starting cabbage seeds indoors is a step worth taking for a rewarding harvest. Now, many of you are probably asking, what about peas? Are they not a cold weather crop? And the answer is yes. However, there is a reason peas are not on the list of cold weather crops we start indoors. We will briefly discuss why and how to include them in your plans come spring. Peas are one of those crops that are best started outdoors rather than indoors. Here's why. Peas are a cool season crop that thrives in early spring when the soil is still cool. Unlike many other plants, peas don't transplant well. Their delicate roots can easily be damaged during the transplanting process, which can stunt their growth or reduce yields. Because of this, direct sowing peas outdoors is generally the best option. When to plant peas? Timing. Peas can be planted as soon as the soil is workable, often 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date. For zones 5, 6, and 7, this is typically late February to mid-March. Peas are hardy and can tolerate light frosts. Soil temperature. Ideally, the soil temperature should be at least 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius for germination, though they sprout faster in slightly warmer soil. How to plant peas outdoors. Preparation. Choose a sunny location and amend the soil with compost or a balanced fertilizer. Peas prefer loose, well-drained soil with a slightly acidic to neutral pH of anywhere between 6 and 7.0. Planting depth. Sow peas about 1 inch deep and 2 to 3 inches apart in rows. If planting more than one row, space rows about 18 to 24 inches apart. Support. Most varieties of peas benefit from trellises, stakes, or netting to climb as they grow. Even bush varieties can benefit from light support to keep them off the ground and improve airflow. Caring for peas watering. Keep the soil evenly moist but not waterlogged. Peas don't like overly wet conditions, which can lead to root rot. Fertilizing. Peas are legumes and fix their own nitrogen in the soil, so they typically don't need much additional fertilizer. Avoid high nitrogen fertilizers, which can lead to lush foliage but fewer pods. Fun fact, peas are one of the oldest cultivated crops, dating back to at least 8,000 years ago. They're a symbol of spring in many cultures, often signifying renewal and abundance. Pro tip: if you want to extend your pea harvest, consider planting a second crop of peas in late summer for a fall harvest. This works best in cooler zones where the fall weather stays mild. So now you know the deal about why we do not start peas outdoors. By following the instructions for outdoor planting, you can plan to include them in your garden come early spring. Now, with the seeds you are starting indoors, you will want to provide your seedlings with moisture. We use a spray bottle with a fine mist in the beginning while they are so young and fragile. We cover our seed trays with clear food wrap to help retain moisture, replicating a greenhouse or terrarium effect. Once the seedlings break through the surface, the clear food wrap is removed. At this stage, it's time to begin using supplemental lighting for the seedlings. Especially if you do not have adequate lighting for the seedlings to grow in the room you have the seeds placed in. They don't have to be really expensive lights either. You will find the links to the ones we also use below as well. Lighting is very important. So, if you decide you need to purchase grow lights, also pick up a timer, since growing plants will require on average 12 to 16 hours of light during the day. We found that setting up a timer to turn on and off the lights is a foolproof way to control the lighting, provided you don't lose electricity. If this happens during the growth of your seeds, don't worry. A day without electricity is not going to kill your plants. If need be, you can always move your plants in front of a window until your electricity is restored. Why wait until seeds germinate? Before germination, seeds don't need light. They just need warmth and moisture to sprout. The energy for germination comes from the seed itself. Adding light before the seeds have germinated is unnecessary and could dry out the soil, making it harder for seeds to sprout. Place the grow lights about 2 to 3 inches above the seedlings. Keep adjusting the height as the plants grow to maintain this distance. If the lights are too far away, the seedlings may still grow leggy. If they are too close, you could cause the soil to dry out too quickly and cause the leaves to burn. Rotate trays. If you're not using a perfectly even lighting setup, rotate your seed trays every few days to ensure all seedlings get equal light exposure. Now here is a pro tip. Before the seeds germinate, focus on maintaining the right soil temperature and moisture levels. A seedling heat mat, as we mentioned earlier, can help keep the soil warm, especially in cooler environments, which can speed up germination. This approach, in combination with lighting, ensures your seedlings will grow strong, stocky, and ready for transplanting when the time comes. Now, if the room you are starting your seeds in is warm, using grow mats may not be necessary. And if grow lights are not in your budget, place the trays near a bright south-facing window. But you will have to rotate them to help them grab the amount of lighting they need. I will tell you from experience that grow lights make a world of difference in growing your seeds. Temperature. Like most seeds, Tatsoi seeds germinate best in soil temperatures ranging from 50 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 to 30 degrees Celsius, which is easily achievable indoors. Moisture. Tatsoi seeds, like other seeds, need to be kept consistently moist but not waterlogged. Using a spray bottle is highly effective for watering at this stage, as it prevents disturbing the seeds while maintaining the right moisture level. Transplanting Tatsoi into the garden. Once your seedlings are 6 to 8 weeks old and have developed 2 to 3 sets of true leaves, they're ready to move outdoors. This typically occurs in late February or early March for zones 5 through 7. Since Tatsoi can withstand frosts, it's safe to plant them earlier than most crops, even when the temperatures are still cool. When transplanting, choose a sunny spot or utilize protective structures like cold frames or cloches to shield your plants during chilly nights. This approach ensures they thrive despite the lingering winter chill. So, while snow may make outdoor gardening impossible at the moment, you can still gain a head start indoors by growing Tatsoi under lights. Seed source. Wondering where we got our Tatsoi seeds? Check out Baker Creek Seed Company. Although they're not currently sponsors of our channel, their seeds are non-GMO, and many are from heirloom varieties, making them a trusted source for quality seeds. So when the snow melts and the soil is ready, your plants will be primed for a quick and productive spring harvest. Lettuce and spinach. Lettuce and spinach are staples of any early harvest. Start a dozen plants indoors and plan to transplant them into containers or cold frames by mid-March. Swiss chard, kale, and collards. These hardy greens can survive the cold and offer an extra early harvest. Start some now and continue sowing through February and March for a continuous supply. Parsley and chives. Herbs like parsley and chives take their time to mature. Start them now to ensure they're ready for planting by April. And remember, chives are a perennial. Plant them once, and they'll keep giving year after year. Let's talk about cabbage, a cold, hardy crop that thrives in the cool temperatures of early spring. If you want to enjoy a bountiful cabbage harvest this season, now is the time to get your seeds started indoors. Starting cabbage seeds indoors is not only practical, but gives you the head start you need to ensure strong, healthy plants when it's time to transplant outdoors. Whether you're new to gardening or a seasoned grower, starting cabbage seeds indoors is a step worth taking for a rewarding harvest. Quick reminder about hardening off your plants. Before we wrap up, here's a quick reminder for all of you starting seeds indoors. Don't forget to harden off your plants before transplanting them outside. This process gradually acclimates your seedlings to the outdoor environment, reducing transplant shock. Start by placing them outdoors in a sheltered, shady spot for an hour or two each day, gradually increasing their time outside and exposure to direct sunlight over the course of a week or two. Trust me, this small step makes a world of difference in helping your plants thrive in their new home. Thank you so much for joining us on this gardening journey today. We hope you're feeling inspired and ready to start your garden indoors this season. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Buckeye Bloomstead. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss our future videos. And hey, why stop here? Check out one of our other great videos on gardening. We have tons of tips, tricks, and inspiration waiting for you. Until next time, happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next video.